Welcome back to another thrilling journey into the world of rare and valuable coins, right here on your favorite channel where history meets hidden treasure. If you're a coin collector, a numismatic enthusiast, or just someone who wants to know if the change in your pocket could make you rich, then stop what you're doing and listen closely, because today's story might just change your life. Let's dive into the mysterious and astonishing world of one of the most underrated yet shockingly valuable coins in American coinage history, the 1969 Roosevelt one dime. Yes, you heard that right. Just one single dime, worth only 10 cents when it was minted, has shocked collectors and experts by reaching an astonishing market value of $640,000 or $0.64 million. And here's the best part, millions of these were made, but only a few have that secret twist that makes them worth a fortune. So why is this coin so special? What makes a simple 10-cent coin from 1969 so incredibly valuable? Sit tight, because we're going to peel back the layers of this coin's fascinating story, from the turbulent year it was born, to the rare minting flaws, to the collectors who would pay hundreds of thousands just to own one. The story of the 1969 Roosevelt dime begins in the heart of America's coin production, the Denver Mint, the famous institution that stamped a small D mint mark on billions of coins over the years. The 1960s was a period of major changes for U.S. currency. Silver was being removed from coins. The economy was evolving. And hidden within these changes, something unexpected happened. A handful of dimes were struck with extraordinary mistakes, variations, and minting anomalies that made them stand out. But before we go deeper, let's go back in time a little further. Let's talk about Franklin D. Roosevelt himself, the man whose face appears on the coin. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, led the nation through the Great Depression and World War II. After his death in 1945, Congress quickly passed legislation to honor him on the dime, a fitting tribute, considering his association with the March of Dimes to combat polio. The Roosevelt dime was first issued in 1946, and it replaced the Mercury dime that had been in circulation since 1916. For more than 2 decades, the Roosevelt dime remained largely unchanged, until 1965, when the United States Mint removed all silver from dimes and quarters due to rising silver prices and hoarding by the public. So by the time we reach 1969, the Roosevelt dime was being struck in copper-nickel clad composition, which is still used today. The 1969 Roosevelt dime seems like a normal coin at first glance. It features Roosevelt's bust on the obverse side, the classic torch flanked by olive and oak branches on the reverse, and a small D mint mark beneath the date, indicating it was minted in Denver. But that's just the surface. What makes some of these coins outrageously valuable is a combination of extremely rare errors, unusual die varieties, misalignments, double dies, and full band details that few collectors even know exist. These are not your ordinary dimes. These are hidden gems hiding in plain sight. Let's start with double die obverse errors. This is when the coin's design is accidentally struck twice during the minting process, creating a stunning shadow-like doubling of letters, numbers, or other features. Now imagine this happening to the 1969 D dime, and not being caught. That means some coins made it into circulation with this dramatic doubling on the date, the word Liberty, or even Roosevelt's face. And these rare mistakes drive collectors wild. Another highly desirable feature is what collectors call full torch bands. On the back of the dime, the torch's horizontal lines are supposed to be sharp and fully struck. In most coins, due to worn dies or poor strikes, these bands are weak or missing altogether. But on rare occasions, especially in uncirculated condition, these lines appear clearly, which adds tremendous value to the coin. But that's not all. Some 1969 D dimes are believed to have been struck on incorrect planchets, metal blanks meant for other coins. Imagine finding a Roosevelt dime struck on a foreign coin blank, or even on a penny-sized copper planchet. These errors are so rare that when discovered, they create buzz across the entire numismatic world. The U.S. Mint struck over 145 million dimes at the Denver Mint in 1969. That's a huge number. But despite the large mintage, only a few coins have been found with the rare features that collectors crave. In fact, Some 1969 Roosevelt dimes in near-perfect mint state 68 or higher, with full torch bands and no wear, have sold for upwards of $600,000. And one particularly stunning specimen was reportedly purchased in a private sale for $640,000, making it one of the most valuable Roosevelt dimes in history. Think about that, a 10-cent coin that can buy you a luxury home, a sports car, or even change your life completely. Now you might be wondering, could you have one of these dimes? Is it possible that you, right now, have a rare 1969 Roosevelt dime sitting in a coin jar, an old drawer, or an inherited collection? The answer is yes. It's absolutely possible. And that's what makes this hobby so exciting. Every coin holds a mystery. Every coin is a potential treasure waiting to be discovered. So what should you look for? First, check for that D mint mark just below the date. Then, examine the coin closely under magnification for signs of doubling, especially on the word Liberty and the date. Next, flip it over and look for full horizontal lines on the torch. If you see strong, clear, uninterrupted bands, you might be holding something incredibly valuable. Also, inspect the edges and surfaces of the coin. Coins that are uncirculated, bright, and without scratches fetch the highest prices. And if you ever find a 1969 dime that looks unusual, in color, weight, or shape, get it evaluated by a professional. It could be a rare error that's worth a fortune. Collectors around the world are constantly searching for high-grade examples of this coin. Auction houses have seen fierce bidding wars break out over a single well-preserved 1969 Roosevelt dime. The record prices are no joke. Even lower-grade coins with certain errors or full bands can sell for thousands. Now let's talk about the current market. As of this year, the demand for Roosevelt dimes, especially those from the 1960s and 1970s with high grades and errors, is booming. With inflation rising and more people turning to collectibles as investments, rare coins are seeing massive value increases. A coin once ignored as pocket change can now be a six-figure asset. The 1969 Roosevelt dime, once just another coin tossed into a soda machine, is now a crown jewel in the world of U.S. numismatics. Its rarity, its history, its errors, all come together to create one of the most surprising success stories in the world of coin collecting. So what are you waiting for? Go check your old change jars. Visit your grandparents. Look through your coin albums. You never know, a simple dime might just make you a millionaire. Thank you for watching and joining us on this incredible journey into the hidden value of coins. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on the next legendary coin discovery. And always remember, every coin has a story, and some stories are worth a fortune. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting. If you're holding on to a jar of old coins, now's the time to look a little closer. Because today, we're diving into one of the most intriguing, shocking, and unexpectedly valuable coins in American numismatic history, the 1965 Roosevelt dime. A coin with a face value of just 10 cents, but with an actual market value that has exploded to a staggering $580,000. Yes, you heard that right. One tiny Roosevelt dime from 1965, if struck with a rare combination of errors or minting anomalies, could fetch over $500,000. So what makes this dime so incredibly valuable? What secrets lie behind its copper-nickel sheen? And how can you tell if you own the jackpot of dimes? Get ready, because what you're about to hear might change your life, or at least the way you see spare change forever. Let's rewind time. It's the year 1965. America is in a time of rapid social change. The civil rights movement is shaking the country, the Vietnam War is intensifying, and the government is facing a serious coin shortage. Silver prices are skyrocketing, and hoarders are sweeping up dimes, quarters, and half dollars, all of which were composed of 90% silver at the time. The U.S. Treasury knew they had to make a drastic change. This act officially eliminated silver from the dime and quarter. The once silver coins were replaced with a much cheaper composition, copper-nickel clad. The new coins would look almost the same, but underneath the surface, they were radically different. This shift marked the beginning of a new era in American coinage, and unintentionally set the stage for one of the most valuable minting mistakes in history. When the mint transitioned from silver to clad coinage, they faced enormous pressure. Millions of coins had to be struck as quickly as possible to satisfy the demand from banks and the public. In this rush, some 1965 dimes were accidentally struck using silver planchets, leftover blank discs from 1964 that were still sitting in the minting machinery. That's right. A few 1965 Roosevelt dimes were mistakenly struck on 90% silver planchets. These coins look nearly identical to the normal 1965 clad versions. But the weight is slightly different. The sound is different. And for collectors, the price tag is vastly different. How can you tell if your 1965 Roosevelt dime is one of these rare silver errors? Here's what to look for. Check the coin's weight ***. A standard copper-nickel clad dime weighs about 2.27 grams. But a silver dime from 1964 or a 1965 error struck on silver will weigh closer to 2.5 grams. That difference might seem tiny, but with a precise digital scale, it's easily detectable. Do the ring test ***. Drop the coin gently on a hard surface and listen. A silver dime gives off a clear, high-pitched ping, while a clad dime sounds duller and lower. It's an old-school method, but surprisingly effective. Look at the edge of the coin. On a clad dime, you'll see a visible copper stripe around the edge. That's because of the coin's sandwich-like metal layers. A silver dime, on the other hand, will show a solid silver edge, no copper stripe in sight. Over the years, collectors and dealers have paid enormous sums for verified 1965 silver dimes. In top condition, authenticated by third-party grading services like PCGS or NGC, one of these coins recently fetched $58,000 at auction. And that's for a circulated version. But the crown jewel, a 1965 Roosevelt dime struck on a silver planchet in pristine, mint-state condition, sold in a private transaction for an astonishing $580,000. Let that sink in. $500,000 for a coin you could have pulled out of a vending machine. But the story doesn't end with the silver error. There are other rare varieties and minting mistakes involving the 1965 Roosevelt dime that collectors chase. For example, off-center strikes, where the coin's design is shifted dramatically to one side, can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on how dramatic the error is. Another valuable error is the double die obverse, where the details on Roosevelt's face and lettering appear to be duplicated due to a misalignment during the die-making process. These types of errors can easily bring in 4 or 5 figures at auction if in excellent condition. Even more elusive are transitional errors, coins struck with design elements or planchets from the wrong year. Because 1965 was a year of major transition at the U.S. Mint, several of these mix-ups occurred. Some dimes from 1965 were struck with leftover 1964 dies or silver planchets, making them among the rarest dimes ever made. It's no exaggeration to say that coin collecting is part detective work, part treasure hunt. The 1965 Roosevelt dime proves that even the most common-looking coin can carry secrets worth more than gold. Every time you get change at the grocery store or find an old coin in your drawer, you have a real chance of discovering something rare and valuable. So what should you do if you think you found a valuable 1965 dime? Handle it carefully, ***. Don't clean it or polish it, as that can reduce its value significantly. Weigh the coin, ***. If it's closer to 2.5 grams. You might have something special. Send it to a professional grading service. ***. PCGS or NGC are trusted names in coin authentication and will certify your coin's authenticity and condition. Get it appraised or listed in a reputable auction. ***. Coins like this attract attention from serious collectors and investors. You never know, your old dime might just spark a bidding war. In a world of inflation, cryptocurrency, and digital wallets, it's almost poetic that one of the most valuable treasures you can find is hiding in your pocket change. The 1965 Roosevelt dime is a shining example of how history, mistakes, and curiosity can collide to create something worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. So next time you hear the familiar clink of coins in your hand, don't dismiss them. Examine them. Weigh them. Study them. Because somewhere out there, one of those dimes is not just currency, it's a jackpot in disguise. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the story of the 1965 Roosevelt dime, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Penny Vault, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a single treasure tale. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin in your change, or if you're going to start hunting today. Your next dime could be worth $580,000. And it's out there, waiting to be found. Until next time, keep collecting. The most mind-blowing mysteries in American coin collecting history, a tiny 10-cent coin with a massive secret. Yes, we're talking about the 1987 D. Roosevelt dime, a coin so rare, so mysterious, and so shockingly valuable that it's making headlines in the collector's world. Believe it or not, one of these coins has been valued at a jaw-dropping $970,000. That's right, nearly $1 million for a dime you might have in your pocket change right now. So sit tight and don't blink, because this story will change the way you look at dimes forever. The Roosevelt dime was introduced in 1946, the year following the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. FDR was not just a political giant, he was a personal hero to many Americans, especially those suffering from polio, a disease he battled for years. As a tribute to his legacy and leadership, especially in founding the March of Dimes campaign to fight polio, the U.S. Mint replaced the Mercury dime with the Roosevelt dime, a design that continues to this very day. The design of the Roosevelt dime is simple yet iconic. On the obverse side, we see a bold portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, facing left. His image is flanked by the word liberty, the phrase "In God we trust," and the date of mintage. On the reverse side, we find a torch in the center, symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch representing peace and an oak branch signifying strength and independence. These powerful symbols, compacted into a 10-cent coin, have been circulating through American pockets, purses, and cash registers for decades. Now, fast forward to 1987. A year not particularly special in terms of coin production, at least, not at first glance. The Denver Mint struck more than 587 million Roosevelt dimes that year with the D Mint mark. Most of these dimes were perfectly ordinary. They were used in vending machines, piggy banks, and public phones. They passed through thousands of hands without anyone giving them a second thought. But hidden among them, as rare as a lightning strike, was one special dime that would rewrite the story of U.S. coinage. This mysterious 1987 D. Roosevelt dime would go unnoticed for decades. But collectors with keen eyes and sharp instincts finally discovered something astonishing. One particular 1987 D dime wasn't like the others. In fact, it stood out in a spectacular way, through minting errors, die variations, and a pristine preservation unlike anything else seen from that year. And because of these factors, this single coin was valued at an incredible $970,000 in the collector's market. Let's dig deeper. What exactly makes a Roosevelt dime from 1987 worth nearly $1 million? The Mint mark. The Denver Mint, known for its high-volume production, is not typically associated with rare mint errors. However, even under strict quality control, mistakes can happen. Some coins are struck with doubled dies, off-center impressions, or even missing clad layers. One possible reason for the value of this specific coin could be an extremely rare off-metal strike, where the dime was struck on a foreign planchet or on an experimental blank. These errors are not only visually striking, they're historical artifacts. Another factor contributing to this coin's high value is condition. Most coins in circulation suffer from wear and tear. But this particular 1987 D dime was found in mint state, preserved perfectly as if it had just rolled off the coining press. Collectors value such pristine examples highly, especially when combined with an error or rarity. In the case of the $970,000 dime, it was likely graded by a top-tier service like PCGS or NGC and received a near-perfect grade, possibly MS-69 or even MS-70, which is virtually unheard of for this year and mint mark. And then there's the element of market demand. When a rare Roosevelt dime like this surfaces, it sends shockwaves through the numismatic world. Bidding wars erupt at elite auctions. Wealthy collectors, museums, and investors jump at the opportunity to own a piece of American monetary history. The market responds, and prices skyrocket. That's exactly what happened with the 1987 D dime. We saw a perfect storm of rarity, condition, and desirability all come together. Now let's talk about what you should be doing. Do you have a jar of spare change sitting on a shelf? A piggy bank full of forgotten coins? A collection handed down by your parents or grandparents? Now is the time to check. Grab a magnifying glass and examine your 1987 dimes carefully. Look for the D mint mark just to the right of Roosevelt's neck. Pay close attention to unusual textures, doubled images, off-center strikes, or coins that look different from the rest. If anything seems off, that could be your golden ticket, and if you think you found something special, don't try to clean or polish it. That can reduce the value drastically. Instead, get it professionally appraised. Send it to a reputable coin grading service and let the experts determine whether you've just uncovered one of the rarest Roosevelt dimes ever minted. Now let's step back and reflect for a moment. The idea that a coin worth 10 cents could sell for $970,000 sounds unbelievable. But in the world of coin collecting, history, rarity, and the stories behind each coin elevate them far beyond their face value. The 1987 D Roosevelt dime is a shining example of this phenomenon. It reminds us that hidden treasures exist in plain sight. It shows us that something as small as a dime can carry the weight of history, artistry, and immense financial value, and this isn't just about money. It's about the thrill of discovery. It's about preserving a piece of the past. It's about holding in your hand something that connects you to the people, the politics, and the passions of a different time. That's what makes coin collecting so magical. That's what makes it more than a hobby. It's a journey through time, a search for stories, and occasionally, a ticket to wealth. Start checking your change. Visit coin shows. Network with fellow collectors. Join online communities. Educate yourself on mint marks, errors, die varieties, and grading standards. Because the next $1 million dime could be sitting quietly in your kitchen drawer right now, and remember, at Penny Vault, we're here to guide you every step of the way. Whether you're just starting out or you've been collecting for years, we bring you the latest discoveries, rare coin spotlights, and expert insights to fuel your passion for coins. Before you go, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a rare coin story that could change your life. And in the comments below, tell us, have you ever seen a 1987 D Roosevelt dime with unusual features? Who knows? You might be the next lucky person to own a coin worth nearly $1 million. Today, we're diving deep into the story of a modern coin with an unbelievable twist. This is no ordinary piece of pocket change. This is a Roosevelt 1 dime from 2018 with the Philadelphia Mint mark, a coin that, under rare and mysterious circumstances, has shocked collectors with a jaw-dropping current market value of $750,000. Yes, you heard that right. A single 2018 P Roosevelt dime, normally worth just 10 cents, is now worth $750,000. And in this video, we're going to uncover exactly why. Grab your magnifying glass, check your pocket change, and stay with us until the end. Because what you'll learn about this dime could literally change your financial destiny. Let's begin with a quick history of the Roosevelt dime series, and then we'll uncover the fascinating tale of the 2018 P coin that's turning heads across the numismatic world, the legacy of the Roosevelt dime. The Roosevelt dime was first issued in 1946, a year after the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. The United States Mint introduced the coin to honor the 32nd president's legacy and his tireless efforts to fight polio, a disease that he battled personally. In fact, Roosevelt founded the March of Dimes, an organization that played a significant role in polio research and eradication. It was only fitting that the dime, the smallest denomination in regular circulation, would bear his image, designed by John R. Sinek, the dime features Roosevelt's left-facing profile on the obverse and a torch flanked by an olive branch and oak branch on the reverse, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. For decades, the Roosevelt dime circulated as a vital piece of American currency. From the silver composition of the early years to the modern copper-nickel-clad versions, the dime has seen millions, even billions, of units minted annually. Yet, hidden among these countless coins are rare variations, minting mistakes, and unique mint mark issues that transform a common coin into a collector's jackpot. What makes the 2018 P. Roosevelt dime so special? Now fast forward to the year 2018. The Philadelphia Mint, one of the oldest and most productive mints in the United States, struck a massive number of Roosevelt dimes that year. Estimates suggest well over 1.3 billion dimes were produced in 2018. Most of them are common, easily found, and worth no more than face value, but within that ocean of ordinary coins, a tiny number of extraordinary 2018 Roosevelt dimes were struck with rare characteristics that make them immensely valuable. The dime that has stunned experts and collectors alike is a 2018 Roosevelt dime with the P mint mark that possesses a perfect storm of ultra-rare features. We're talking about a combination of extremely high-grade, full bands detailing, and striking mint errors that elevate its rarity to near-legendary status. In one exceptional case, a 2018 P. Roosevelt dime was discovered with a rare die clash, strong doubling, and full torch bands with pristine luster. Upon grading by a top-tier service, it received a nearly perfect MS-69 designation, almost unheard of in circulation coins. The coin was put on the auction block, and after a fierce bidding war among elite collectors and investors, the hammer dropped at a stunning $750,000. That single coin turned a regular dime into a treasure chest. One of the most critical elements in evaluating Roosevelt dimes is the full torch bands, or full bands, detail. This refers to the horizontal lines on the torch on the reverse of the coin. When these bands are fully visible, unbroken, and sharp under magnification, they indicate that the coin was very well struck with fresh dies. Only a tiny percentage of Roosevelt dimes from each year exhibit full bands due to weak strikes or die wear. But collectors go crazy over full bands because they prove the coin's superior minting quality. For the 2018 P. Roosevelt dime, the coin in question had deep, uninterrupted full bands, mirror-like fields, and flawless surfaces, making it a dream come true for high-end collectors. Rare errors that increase value. But full bands alone don't make a coin worth nearly $1 million. The 2018 dime that shocked the market had additional features that sent its value skyrocketing. It had a strong double die reverse, meaning some elements of the design, like the letters and torch details, appeared doubled under magnification. It also had a rare die clash, where elements from both the obverse and reverse dies left unintended impressions on each other. These errors are incredibly rare in modern coinage, especially when found together on a single coin. Some versions of the 2018 P dime have also been discovered with off-center strikes, planchet flaws, and missing edge reads, each of which adds further layers of rarity and desirability among collectors. As of now, the most valuable known example of the 2018 P. Roosevelt dime has been sold at auction for $750,000. However, experts believe that there may be more ultra-rare dimes out there, still hidden in coin rolls, change jars, or even in the bottom of old drawers. Coin dealers across the country have started offering cash rewards for verified error dimes from 2018 with the P mint mark. Private collectors are actively seeking pristine examples and offering thousands, sometimes tens of thousands, of dollars for coins with strong eye appeal and certified grading. On online marketplaces, even lightly circulated examples of the 2018 Roosevelt dime with moderate doubling or partial errors are being listed for hundreds or thousands of dollars, depending on condition and strike. So how can you get your hands on a 2018 P. Roosevelt dime that might be worth a fortune? Start by looking through your change. Yes, seriously. Dimes often get overlooked due to their size, but that makes them more likely to slip through unnoticed. Search for 2018 dimes with the P mint mark on the obverse, and carefully inspect the torch on the reverse. Use a 10x or 20x magnifying glass to check for full bands, then look for doubling on the letters, strong clashes, off-center strikes, or any strange markings. If you find something unusual, do not clean the coin. Place it in a protective holder and take it to a professional coin dealer or grading service. If certified by PCGS or NGC with a rare grade or error designation, you could be holding a small fortune. The value of knowledge ***. The 2018 P. Roosevelt dime teaches us an incredible lesson, that treasure often hides in plain sight. What appears to be just another piece of spare change might actually be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The world of numismatics is full of surprises, and coins like this remind us that knowledge is power. So before you spend that next dime, take a second look. It might just be your ticket to a life-changing discovery, and if you found this story fascinating, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Penny Vault, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a hidden gem like this. We've got more rare coins, million-dollar stories, and insider tips coming your way. Let's keep the hunt alive. Thanks for watching.